am a scientist, so whenever I have a question, I always take a methodical and scientific approach in looking for the answer. So when my friend invited me to participate in a burlesque class she was teaching, I considered it objectively. I was definitely nervous, but I also was so curious to learn more about other people, about women who for some reason want to reveal themselves on stage. It really was a fascinating experiment, and I walked into the opening class completely detached from the whole endeavor. However, to my great surprise, that changed rapidly. And by the end of the first class, I had not only shed my stance as an observer and replaced it with curiosity, enthusiasm, and a gentle celebration of my inner provocateur, but I went ahead and said yes to joining 4 of my classmates in performing burlesque at a popular sultry jazz club in downtown Manhattan. I was overweight, 2 days shy of my 42nd birthday, as I seductively revealed my sensual radiance. Together, we lit that room on fire, first with smoldering embers, and ultimately with full-blown scorching heat. As we danced, everyone leaned forward with glowing eyes and huge smiles. I can't say why it is that I made such a thorough transition from scientific observer to fully immersed and ultimately undressed participant. What I can say is that in the process, I claimed a whole lot more of who I am. It felt as if I was dropped into another culture, and to my surprise, I was already fluent in the language. It was as if I had woken up for the first time, newly available for playfulness, seduction, and able to energetically hydrate any room. Performing burlesque gave me confidence and an inner smile. At a deeper level, I claimed the rightness of myself as a sexual being, the rightness of my juicy sensuality, and the rightness of letting my body lead, no longer requiring the approval of my logical mind. This was an indescribably huge change for me. And I also realized it was just the beginning. Because even though performing burlesque was such a big stretch for me, it was a kind of kindergarten for what's possible. And I am an AP level student. So from there, I enrolled in a class about pussy power. Next, I attended a demonstration of extended massive orgasm and signed up for the training on the spot. I attended Tantra workshops. I went to BDSM dungeons, learning to skillfully blend power dynamics and erotic energy. I also participated in rituals with a sexuality shaman who was exceedingly skillful in blending the spiritual with the hedonistic. On the one hand, I was a thoughtful researcher. On the other, I had responses which were definitely subjective. Sometimes I felt delight, even abandon. Other times, I felt downright repulsed or confused. This was especially true when my body loved things which my mind could barely comprehend. Because mine is the mind of a suburban professional. My husband and I live 45 minutes from a large cosmopolitan city. We've been married for 24 years and have 4 children and a dog. Our kids take piano lessons and participate in Little League, and we have what appears to be a fairly conventional life. We talked openly with one another as we navigated how I would respect our marriage and our love while engaging in my research. Those conversations were confronting, yet we found our way, discovering that the whole process brought new excitement and increasing joy to our relationship. While I was maneuvering this edgy territory and figuring out my recipe for a lifelong passion and erotic delight, I also was checking kids' homework, shopping for school lunches, kissing boo-boos, making chicken and broccoli for dinner, and piling everyone into our minivan in order to get to baseball practice on time. When I was at sex-related events, I told almost no one about the rest of my life. Nothing about my marriage and nothing about my children. My home life had no place in that setting. However, what I was learning, I brought home to the suburbs, back to my relationship, and back to our bedroom. For I was discovering the key to unlock my sexuality. When I distilled what I was learning, I found the secret ingredient to creating a relationship which gets better and better with time, namely feeling over formula. Meaning how something feels is so much more important than whatever we think is supposed to happen. And honoring that paves the way for lifelong intimacy and continually expanding passion. So many of us have sacrificed how sex feels in order to treat it as a performance, faking orgasms, doing for our partners whatever we think we're supposed to do for them and for ourselves. Slowing way down, enough to actually feel the sensations and allow our bodies to engage with the experience is essential for really great sex. Whether it's a 5-minute quickie or hours spent exploring one another's body, staying present enough to actually feel what is happening in the moment, each and every moment, is essential to really enjoying it. It leads to experiences that are truly extraordinary. Dropping judgments and being present so I can feel how it actually feels in my body, that's available to everyone in any context. It's definitely not restricted to the kinds of places where I learned it. Indeed, anyone courageous enough to drop the formulas and the pressure to have a particular kind of experience is creating the foundation for luscious, heartwarming, and passionate sex. I used to live my life according to scientific principles and academic priorities. I still do, but now I infuse them with playfulness, willing to be seduced by the unexpected. The next time you have an opportunity to do something unusual, I invite you to activate your inner scientist and see what happens. I'm Alexandra Stockwell, and I am a speaker who dares.